Data Analytics Presentation by Robert Mann. Strategic Business Decision. Corporation X wants to assess where it needs to allocate its resources to most effectively defend against cyber attacks and a breach to its network. Gartner, a global research and advisory firm providing information, advice, and tools for leaders in IT, finance, HR, customer service, and marketing, has found that information security accounts for an average of 5% of total IT spending. Companies in the IT industry spend about 11% of their total IT budget on security, while the banking industry spends about 8%. The average business spends about $525 per employee annually on security. Gartner estimates that security spending will increase another 5.1% in the next year. What needs to be answered? Because there is very little ROI in information security, organizations must invest their dollars wisely on the products and solutions that will give them the most bang for their buck. To determine where Corporation X needs to invest their money, there are some questions they need to ask themselves. Where are our biggest weaknesses? What are we currently spending the most on? Where have we currently been breached, and how many times? What is our current security budget? What are the company's biggest cybersecurity risks? What should we focus on to maximize our current future cybersecurity investment? Are we staffed properly? Who do we need to protect against? And what are our cybersecurity goals? Question to answer. What should be the focus to maximize our current future cybersecurity investment? There is an episode of the show I Love Lucy in which Lucy goes to work wrapping candies on an assembly line. The line keeps speeding up with the candies coming closer together, and as they keep getting farther and farther behind, Lucy and her friend try harder and harder to keep up. I think we're fighting a losing game, Lucy says. This is what it can feel like at times when trying to keep up with the ever-changing landscape of cybersecurity. There is so much data being generated on a typical computer network, it is almost impossible for a human or a team of humans to keep up with. This is where automation and predictive analytics come into play. There can be thousands of alerts generated every minute on the network. Gathering statistical information from various network devices. Correlating the historical data and event logs. Gathering sensor data from security devices on the network. Gathering data from open sources and industry data. What attacks are present on the internet? What new threats have arose? What new virus or malware entities are most popular? And alerts of current phishing campaigns or security attacks. Where is the data? As the organization's security posture matures, it will continue to make decisions about investing in future security projects. Ultimately, the goal of the security program is to protect the organization's asset, whether that be data, applications, people, or equipment, and definitely its reputation. If we could use a magic 8-ball to predict the next attack or how it will occur, that would put us in a better position and enhance our security handling. Unfortunately, that doesn't currently exist, or does it? Gathering data from multiple areas, putting all this data together, live data, historical data, security data sets. All this information is way too much for the average person to compute. Bringing all this data together in an analytical model for processing. An analytical model would estimate or classify data values by essentially drawing a line through data points. When applied to new data or records, a model can predict outcomes based on its historical patterns. Predictive analytics can determine patterns found in this historical and transactional data to identify risks and opportunities to help us determine where to focus our efforts. Having an analytical engine process all this data about security events and come up with a risk profile from what it gathers. Corporation X can use this data to help predict the likelihood of where the next attack may come from, what vulnerabilities it may try to exploit, what data it may try to steal, what weaknesses we should address. In essence, to direct us to the areas most likely to be compromised so that we can more effectively direct our efforts. To make more informed cybersecurity decisions, we will assist Corporation X in pulling data from various systems to get a clearer picture of what is happening in their environment as well as the outside security ecosystem. This will allow them to pull all the relevant data together and analyze it to help them determine where their focus needs to be to maximize the current and future cybersecurity investment. Sensors on the data will give them real-time and historical data. Help desk tickets. What type of security incidents are being communicated from staff? SIM, their security information and event management system that pulls together logs and audit trails. Network traffic. What is the average amount of data being pushed through the network? What are its characteristics and anomalies? User behavior. What are the end users doing? Where are they going? What files are they opening? Who is getting infected and is more prone to create a security issue? Cloud resources, pulling data from our cloud applications like Google, Microsoft, or Amazon. Business applications. What are our business applications doing? What types of data are they storing? Pulling their security and application logs. Identity and access data. Retrieving information on users' access, such as employee onboarding and offboarding. Managing permissions effectively when employees change roles within the organization. Granting appropriate access based on the employee's roles when admin permissions are being used. Who has access to what? Account lockouts, account enabling, and password resets. External threat sources. Gathering data from external data sets that give insight on new attack characteristics. What data is highly sought after? What new vulnerabilities have been discovered? This step will help us create a solution to turn log data and events from all these various locations into actionable information. This information can help Corporation X make the right decisions and put them in a better position to stop the next attack on their company's network and data systems. Security, predictive analytics. Now that we have all the data pulled together, we need to perform analytics that will automate complex decisions to make predictions and update recommendations on the ever-changing cybersecurity environment. These overall steps include defining the project. What are we looking for and what are the outcomes desired? Deciding what data sets are being used during the process. Data collection, ingesting the data from all the various sources into one place. Data analysis, inspecting the data, cleaning the data, exploring all the data to identify the various trends and specific patterns. Statistics, validating the data. Modeling, developing a model to predict future patterns. Evaluating the model for accuracy. Deployment, put the model into production and start using it in our decision-making process. Model monitoring, monitor our analytical process and check for performance and accuracy. Once deployed, the oceans of information collected need to be presented in a way that is easy to understand so that decisions can be made from the predictions of our analytical model. Corporation X will be presented with a cybersecurity dashboard that will use charts, graphs, and maps, making the data impactful, getting the most out of all the data collected to make the best decisions. This will help empower the team, helping them focus on high value added analysis and problem solving while saving time, automating all the collection, analysis, and reporting of the relevant data needed to keep the team agile, making the best decisions as quickly as needed. Data-driven decision making is a process that involves collecting data based on the measurable goals, analyzing patterns and facts from these insights, and utilizing them to develop strategies and activities that benefit the business in a number of areas. Fundamentally, data-driven decision-making means working toward key business goals by leveraging verified, analyzed data rather than merely shooting in the dark. By leveraging the mountains of digital insights available at your fingertips and leveraging the power of business intelligence, it is possible to make informed decisions that will lead to the business growth, evolution and an increased bottom line. For this project, it means determining where and how a cybersecurity attack will happen so that Corporation X can better be prepared, focus their efforts on being proactive instead of reactive, turning data into action for overall better decision making, better long-term investment, security prioritization, and determining risk. In the end, answering the question, what should be the focus of maximizing our current future cybersecurity investment?